Hi, I'm Kaitlyn Rosas with the Paisano. Today, the Paisano Multimedia team interviewed students about their voting habits. Watch more to learn why students vote and why they think you should participate in the next election.
I am registered to vote.
Yes, I am.
Not in this county, but where I'm from, yes.
I am. Been registering since 2018, since I was able to vote.
I registered to vote because I feel it is my duty and one of my only ways I can really voice my opinion. I understand that a lot of times people feel that voting causes indirect change, which it does, but I just think it's the best way to really make my mark and my difference in society.
I registered to vote because it is of course, a big part of a democracy in general, and a big part of this country, which should be a democracy in my eyes. So it is, really just a person's duty in any sort of democratic society to vote in some way, to have their voice be heard, and have a say in what their government should have, and a say in what their society should have.
I vote to keep Texas red, protect my Second Amendment, keep my borders safe, and keep Texas a pro-life state.
I just see it as very important. Every election itself has varying degrees of importance, but I just see elections in general as pretty important.
So you believe that voting is an effective way to enact change?
Yes, no matter what, I think you should always vote. No matter what.
Of course, it is not the only way to enact change exactly. There are, of course, protests taking out movements into the streets and so forth. But of course, it is an effective way to enact change, and it should be definitely encouraged in many ways.
Voting is everyone's entitled opinion, and it's definitely something that has been proven time and time again based off of previous elections.
Enact change, it can be one of them. There are definitely other ways that people can enact change that do not require voting. You can start up campaigns, you can certainly protest, you can become a part of organizations that don't necessarily have to do with voting, but voting can be one of the things that can impact change.
There's the next guy votes matters. Pretty much everybody that believes in what Texas is all about, and especially in this great state and our great nation from sea to shining sea. So
You feel like your individual vote matters?
I feel that it does.
Not when it is against the collective, not exactly, but it does matter, actually. It does definitely matter because it's much like an example when it comes to simply picking up trash. If everyone starts to think, well, me pick up this trash will not matter, someone else can do it, or this won't stop global warming, exactly, it's then going to encourage more trash onto the streets. So by thinking by doubting your own individual sort of vote, it encourages others to sort of doubt their own vote. So what I'm meaning is my individual vote does matter, and everyone's individual vote matters because it creates something better. It creates a collective. It creates the majority.
Definitely feel like your vote as an individual can matter. It would definitely be more impactful if it's with a block of people as well. Certainly you as a person participating in the democracy, participating in the electorate is important, but if you want to make any significant change, major significant changes, you'd have to go along with a block. You'd have to go along with, not necessarily go along with, but you'd have to form some type of coalition in order to push through your agenda or push through your values, especially the way with how American democracy has formed our two-party system. You'd have to form some type of major coalition within either of the parties, Republican or Democrat, in order to actually impact major changes. It doesn't have to be the full population of the party, but it has to be a significant number.
No, the voting system is not perfect. I never did say it was. Like I mentioned, I actually do not agree with a representative democracy compared to a direct democracy. However, if you wish to make an effective voting change in a way to really matters to the system that we are currently in, just know that sometime in the 100 years ahead of us, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But it's worth it in the end. It's worth it in the end to know that our society will grow, it will evolve, and it will become better than what it is now.
every American citizen should vote. Again, it is totally your option. That's your entitlement and your God-given right to choose what you want to do. But yeah, I think that if you're able to vote, you definitely should. Keep Texas red and Abbott for 24.
It would kind of depend on why. If they are just strictly not wanting to vote as a form of protest against the Democrat Party or Republican Party or the inaction of our democratic system in general, I would definitely say that that's a valid reason. But if you are just strictly on the fence because you're not sure of like where to go, I would definitely say you should go on ahead and register to vote. Mainly because there's a lot of stuff that's going to be at stake here, especially when it comes to like women's reproductive health, especially when it comes to like civil injustice among like racial minorities, ethnic groups, and religious minorities as well. It's definitely like something that everybody should be a part of, especially when stuff like that is like on the line on midterm elections and presidential elections. I understand if like you're not happy with the Republican or Democratic parties, and that's a totally valid reason not to vote. But if you're just simply on the fence because you're not sure, I'd say go on ahead and register to vote, simply because all of that is going to be on the line.
Any student can register with a deputy voter registrar employed by Move Texas or any other voter registration organization on campus via this paper application. It's pretty simple. All you need is your name, where you're living in San Antonio, your birthday, and either your Texas driver's license or the last four of your social security number. So even if you don't have a Texas driver's license, you can still register. And then we will hand deliver your application to the elections office, so you don't need to worry about remembering to send it in or if you lose it or anything. And we will also give you proof that you registered. So that would be the best way for a student to register on campus. So the deadline to register to vote for any election in Texas is going to be 30 days prior to an election. So for the midterms that are coming up on November 8th, the deadline will be October 11th, which from the date of recording is next Tuesday. I understand like being a young adult is really hard, and you might be putting some undue pressure on yourself to get everything right and know exactly who you're going to vote for and be super totally confident in your political views. You don't have to be, and I would say even if you are not planning on voting, get registered anyway, because there could be a time where you change your mind and it might be inside of the deadline to register, and basically just give yourself the opportunity to do that even if you're not 100% confident that you're going to vote when you register. It definitely helps to show that young people in Texas are engaged politically, and it also gives you a foothold in the state government, which is definitely an organization that should be working for you.
Thanks for watching. Click our logo to subscribe or click the videos for more from the Paisano. Leave a comment letting us know your thoughts and what you'd like to see us cover next.